Manual data entry. This tutorial will show you how to manually enter data in your references and explain how the special fields work. Select New Reference from the References menu to create a new reference. Select the reference type of your choice from the drop-down list of available reference types. The reference type will determine which fields are available for data entry. For this example, I will use the journal article reference type. Author names can be entered either first name, last name, or last name, comma, first name. There must be a line break between authors. If there are no commas in the name, EndNote identifies the last word on the line as the author's last name. If you have an author with a multi-word last name, always use the last name, comma, first name method because EndNote then identifies everything before the comma as the author's last name. For corporate names, put a comma at the end of the name. Names that have not previously been used in a library will show up in red because they are not yet in the author's term list for the library. EndNote tracks all author names for a library in this list and will try to match what you are typing to the list. When it finds a match, it will autofill that name. You can accept a name on the list by pressing the Enter key to go to the next line or the Tab key to go to the next field. Enter the year. Enter the title of the reference. Enter the journal name. Continue entering data for any fields you need to track information for or include in your bibliography. You do not need to fill in all fields. The Pages field has special properties. You can enter pages with the full page range, such as 125-128, or with the second number truncated, such as 125-8. EndNote knows they mean the same thing and can convert the format you have used to the one required by the journal style. The Date field is a text field for the date. This means that the date format you use here is exactly what will show up in your bibliography, so use the format preferred in your discipline. Do not include the year here. That has already been entered in the Year field. If you will be using a footnote style that requires a shortened version of the title in repeated citations, add that shortened title to the Short Title field. The DOI lets you track the Digital Object Identifier, DOI, for the reference document. This name is a permanent identifier for the document and can be used to locate it online in the future. The DOI is used by EndNote's Find Full Text feature to locate the full text PDF online. The 6th edition of the APA Style Manual requests the DOI be included in the bibliography, even if the print version of the document was referenced. PMCID is the field for the PubMed Central ID. Use semicolons, backslashes, or line breaks between keywords. Do not use commas or forward slashes because these are sometimes used within keyword phrases by online databases. For fields that contain larger amounts of information, such as the abstract or notes fields, you may find it easier to paste text copied from other programs. It is possible to copy and paste into most fields. The URL field lets you link to websites. You can type in a URL or copy and paste it from your browser. The field data is an active hyperlink. If you click on the link, EndNote will open your default browser and go to that website. The File Attachments field lets you link to or attach files from your local hard drive or network. To attach a file, select File Attachments, then Attach File from the References menu. Locate the file you want to attach and double-click on it. A program icon appears in the field, appropriate to the type of file attached. Another way to attach a file is to drag it onto the EndNote record in the library list or drag it into the open EndNote record. To attach the file, EndNote made a copy of the original file and put that copy in the data folder for the library. There may be circumstances where you need to link to the original file instead of putting a copy in your library. For example, your company may have a copyright agreement allowing only one copy of the file on a shared server. To create a link instead of an attachment, begin by selecting File Attachments, then Attach File from the References menu. At the bottom left of the window, unmark the box that says, "Copy this file to the default file attachment folder and create a relative link." Locate and double-click on the file you want to link to. Once again, you see a program icon appear in the File Attachments field. But when you hover your cursor over this icon, you will see the complete path name for the file, not just the file name. This indicates EndNote has linked the file to the EndNote record instead of copying it into the data folder. You can have up to 45 total links and attachments per EndNote record in the File Attachments field. When you have finished entering data, close and save the record by clicking on the Close button at the upper corner of the record. Click on the button to save the record. The reference now appears in your EndNote library. If you want to edit the record, just double-click on it. At the upper corner of the record, you will now see a Hide Empty Fields, Show Empty Fields button. This button can be used to hide or display empty fields in the reference.